Have you ever been punished for something you didn't do because your sibling lied? I was 16 when my younger sister Lila nearly destroyed my life with one lie. And no, I'm not being dramatic. We were raised in a very traditional home. Strict parents, tons of rules, zero privacy. But there was one golden rule in our house: never lie to mom and dad. The punishment wasn't just grounding or lose your phone. My dad believed in making examples out of us. So growing up, Lila and I always kept things chill. We argued, sure, but we were never enemies. Until one night changed everything. My best friend Jake had just gotten his license, and he offered to drive me and a few friends to a late-night diner after studying. I told my parents I'd be back by 11. They agreed, but only if I kept my phone on and checked in. Well, I forgot to charge my phone. Classic, I know. And of course it dies halfway through dinner. When I got home at 11:30, slightly late, but not criminally late, I already knew I was dead. My dad was standing at the door, red-faced, breathing like a dragon. He didn't yell. That would have been better. Instead, he said, "So, you've been drinking?" I froze. "What? You smell like beer," he said. I was completely sober. Not a drop. I told him that. Swore on everything. Then my mom walked in holding something in a tissue. "We found this in the trash in your room," she said. It was an empty beer can. That's when I knew. Lila. She was 14, 2 years younger, too smart for her own good, and apparently very good at planting evidence. I tried to defend myself, but my parents weren't having it. They told me I'd broken their trust, grounded me indefinitely, took away my phone and computer, and worst of all, they canceled my scholarship interview. Yup. I had a meeting the next day with a college I'd dreamed of since I was 10. My dad emailed them and asked to reschedule, then never followed up. He told me I had to learn the consequences of deceit. I cried. A lot. Not even ashamed to say it. The worst part? Lila watched it all happen and said a week went by. My parents barely looked at me. I went from golden child to ghost, all while my sister walked around like a princess. Then came karma. One afternoon, I was cleaning the garage and found something that would flip everything upside down. Lila's secret diary. I wasn't planning to snoop, but the thing literally fell open while I was picking it up. And what did I see? A whole page titled, "The Night I Framed My Brother." She'd written it like a confession, talking about how mad she was that I always got praise, how she found an empty beer can behind a gas station and thought it would be fun to see what would happen if she planted it in my trash. I couldn't believe what I was reading. My hands were shaking. I took pictures, every page. Then I waited until dinner. I put the diary on the table and said, "Mom, Dad, you might want to read this." At first they waved me off, but once they saw the title, their faces changed instantly. It took 15 minutes, dead silence the entire time. When they finally looked up, I swear I've never seen my mom cry harder. They called Lila into the kitchen, handed her the diary, and asked if it was hers. She denied it, then said it was just fiction. Yeah, fiction that literally matched every detail of what happened that night. My dad didn't yell. He just stood up and said, "Go to your room." They apologized to me, profusely. The damage was already done. I didn't get that scholarship. I never reapplied. But here's the twist. 4 years later, I got into my dream college anyway. I worked hard, built a killer portfolio, and got a different scholarship. Full ride. Lila, she applied to the same school. Didn't get in. One night, she asked if I could pull some strings for her. I smiled and said, "You smell like beer." She didn't laugh.